Hello! Hello! Good evening to everyone na nandito na ngayon and tuning in with us. So we're back again to our FebTalks 2022 entitled Bakit List. And wherein we answer your bakits or yung mga whys nyo about love and relationships. So for today, our very last episode, ang sasagutin naman natin ay, bakit ako nasasaktan? So, bakit nga ba tayo nasasaktan? Nagmamahal lang naman. So, actually, hindi ko pa alam kung may mga nagsistream na ba with us. Like, meron na ba? Silipin ko lang. Okay, about 61 people. So, keep on sharing this live stream. Tagging your friends. Yung mga alam nyo nasaktan. Yan. Itag nyo yan. Kasi, ito ang mga makakasama natin for this evening. Yung mga panelists natin ay dalawang beautiful couples, okay, who are faithfully serving the Lord. First off, I see Ira Macazo. He is an active servant leader of the recently launched Big Singles Ministry in South California. And with him is ang kanyang girlfriend, okay, Sigrid de la Paz. Siya naman ay part of Elevate's leadership development team and one of our campus missionaries in the Ortigas area. So pwede kayo mag-hi guys sa ating mga viewers.
Hello guys! Shout out!
Oh, matindi yung kay Ira. Anong oras na kay Ira ngayon? Madaling araw. But we are very grateful na nag-yes kayo and kasama namin kayo ngayon. And next naman, kailangan natin ng drum roll kasi of course, ang kasama naman natin bukod kay Ira at kay Sigrid ay si Pastor Marty Ocaya and with his wife, Ate Atid, and of course, siyang ating beloved Elevate Nationwide Director who is serving alongside his beautiful wife, Ate Atid, who is also part of Elevate Leadership Development Team. So together, they have 4 beautiful children. Yeah! Nandiyan na ba si Kuya Marty?
Yeah!
Akala ko na nangyari. Nabigla ako doon. Akala ko na nangyari. Sige, Kuya, mag-hi naman
Jessa,
kayo.
No? Ay, hello. Hindi pa si Jessa nandito. Marami pala. Hi, Ira. Good morning, Ira.
Good morning to you.
Morning. The South California. And Ate Sigrid, hello. And to everyone who's joining us sa YouTube. Pati sa Facebook. Yes, pati sa Facebook.
Yes.
Hello, everyone.
And hello also to those who are in the backstage.
Yeah. I-mention mo ba sila, Kuya Marts? Hello to everyone na nag-tune in na ngayon. We are seeing your comments. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. So, I think, punta na tayo. Direkta na tayo, guys. Let's do this, no?
Ayan, huwag na natin patagalin.
For our first question, huwag natin patagalin, direkta na. And shoutout na lang sa lahat ng mga nagko-comment. We can see you. So, tag nyo na yung mga friends nyo, yung mga nasaktan, yung mga nanakit. Char! Nanakit. Hindi, pero joke lang yun. Pero yan, send nyo na yung mga links. And ito, okay, let's do this. First question. Why do we get hurt in a relationship? So, I think maybe one from the
Ocaya not?
Can answer. Ba't ba tayong sasaktan?
Nako.
Diba?
Si Marty mahilig manakit.
Ay!
Bakit tayo nasasaktan? Why do we get hurt? Parang medyo laga ng konti. But anyway, why do we get hurt? Why do we get hurt in a relationship? Katulad nga sabi ko kanina, why not? Hindi why not. Ang tawag dito. Why do we get hurt in a relationship? Well, because we're imperfect. Number one, yung mga ka-relationship natin, if you had a boyfriend or had a girlfriend before, and anyone whom you will have a relationship with, that person is imperfect. So definitely you're gonna get hurt because that person is imperfect. And second, we also are imperfect. So therefore, we have imperfect expectations, we have imperfect assumptions, we have struggles. So that's why we get hurt.
That's right.
No, because imperfect tayo.
Hurt ka kasi hindi ka gusto ng gusto mo.
Yan.
Ay,
Hindi ka
grabe.
type.
Oo nga naman. Oo nga.
Ano yun?
Kasi hindi ikaw yung bet eh.
Ay, easy.
Marty.
Easy.
Okay. Yun, tsaka simple, our simple tendencies also. We get jealous, we
Yeah.
have selfish intentions, we have,
Selfish.
yung selfishness natin, we just
Yeah.
want what we want in a relationship. So, minsan, yun nga, many times we don't think of what the other person is feeling, So, it's really sin that causes the hurt in the
Yeah.
relationship.
I love that, Ate and Kuya Marty. Ikaw naman, Sig, maybe baka may ma-add ka pa. Bakit ka nasaktan ka
Actually,
na ba? And ba't ka
wala na akong
nasaktan?
ma-add. Lahat naman tayo nasasaktan. Yan. Kasi sabi nga naman nila si Marty, tsaka nila Ate Atid, diba, that as people, we are driven by feelings, no? Na minsan, what we feel. And it's not only in romantic relationships, right? Even in with family, diba? Parang minsan mag-burst ka na lang. Or minsan, yun nga, when it comes to romantic relationships, pag crush mo, minsan gusto mo sabihin agad, tapos hindi ka pala crush. Diba? Parang ganyan eh. So, I think, aside from what they said, right? Na ito yung, I think, main factor as humans that we have, kaya tayo na-hurt minsan. Ayan.
Why?
Sagot ko.
Grabe yun, no? Kumbaga kasi tao ka lang din, hindi ka perfect, kaya nakakapanakit ka. And yung desire natin, yung selfishness natin, hindi nagtutugma dun sa hindi expect ng other person from us. Grabe yun, intense yun. Dami ng mga nasasaktan. Pwede umiyak dyan yung mga nanonood. Pwede naman din namin kita Okay, next question. Okay, patindi na patindi. Matitindi kasi mga questions natin ngayon. So yung next naman natin, how can you not get hurt in a relationship? Actually possible ba to for you not na hindi ka ma-hurt sa relationship? Is it even possible? Ako napaisip lang ako. And how, if it's possible? Okay, so maybe we can hear from Ira naman.
Hindi naman nasaktan yan eh.
It's impossible to not get hurt. So
Ay, teka, parang ulit? Sorry, medyo hindi, parang muffled.
It's impossible to not get hurt. So next question.
What? Sorry. Parang nahirapan akong i-pick up.
It's impossible daw not to get hurt.
Okay. It's impossible not to get hurt. So for you, walang how doon. Ikaw ba, Kuya Marty, mag-agree ka ba doon? Ay, sige. Ira, sorry.
Basically, ayun, like with how we were talking about us being imperfect people, like of course there's certain expectations that we have from each other, and I guess in order to like relieve from the hurt, or making the most out of the hurt, is for us to give grace, to have that expectation that okay, this other person is imperfect and I'm imperfect too. So of course there's something that I can improve on, something that they can improve on. So it's always leaving room for grace and understanding that we're all in different walks. So, yeah.
Okay. Giving room for grace. Sobrang laki ba ng room mo for grace right now sa kapartner mo? Joke lang. Pero ang ganda nung sinabi mo na really extending grace. Kasi just like how we started this, na we get hurt kasi sinful tayo and imperfect tayo and we have expectations and selfish tayo. And selfish din yung kapartner natin. May ganun ding tendency. So giving enough room for grace as we have also received from the Lord now. Kuya Marts, maybe may ma-add ka pa.
Baka ikaw, Jessa, baka may Anyway, so the answer to that question is, ano rin yung tanong? How can you not get hurt in a relationship? Like what Ira nga said, it's impossible not to get hurt. You have to expect that. It's normal. I mean, we've been married for more than 10 years already. And we hurt each other. We disappoint each other. Kasi nga, we're imperfect people eh. So definitely, nagsusundukan kami. No, I'm just kidding. Nagsusundukan pala kami. Joke. Hindi. So it's impossible not to get hurt. It's normal. But you can lessen the hurt. You can lessen getting hurt. So how do you lessen getting hurt? Now, to lessen getting hurt, you have a part. Your part to play is the key. Kasi nga, you can't You can't change the person. Your girlfriend, your
Yeah.
boyfriend, your husband, your wife. You cannot change that person. Only God can change that person. But you can change yourself. So you can lessen the expectations. You can lessen the assumptions, right? There are
Yeah.
unnecessary conflicts because you assume that hindi siya nag-reply na ganito, galit na siya sa'yo. Or hindi siya nag-smiley, hindi na kayo okay. So stuff like that. I mean, you have to lessen those expectations. And I remember what Pastor Peter said nga before, or si Tita Diona yata nagsabi nito, na appreciate more, expect less. So imagine in a relationship, and this is not just for girlfriend-boyfriend, This is not just for girlfriend-boyfriend. This is for, even for your family. If you appreciate more and expect less, definitely you're gonna hurt less. And also, another thing that I want to add, if you want to lessen the hurt, okay, if you want to lessen the hurt, ayan, nasaktan na si Ira, umalis siya. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Hindi po. So, meron tayong mga some technical difficulties. Kahit sa US po, nagkakaroon ng technical difficulties. Okay, hindi ibig sabihin ng kapit. Ayan na, nandiyan na siya. Okay, hindi siya nasaktan kay Sigrid. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, another aspect, if you want to lessen the hurt, you have to avoid sin in a relationship. What am I talking about? For example, immoral things. Sex before marriage. I mean, those things that you know God doesn't want you to do. Being in a relationship that's not pleasing to the Lord. Being in a relationship that is not doesn't approve by your parents, right? Being in a relationship that is toxic. You know that you have a priority, but you're forcing the relationship. Masasaktan ka talaga. Okay? You're gonna get hurt. And you know why you get hurt? Kasi being in a relationship na walang blessing ni Lord or ng people that are important in your life, specifically kay Lord, walang blessing kay Lord, ang hirap. Kasi kalaban mo si Lord eh. So once kalaban mo si Lord, masasaktan ka na. Kasi He's gonna allow certain things to happen in your life and in your relationship that would cause you parang cause you pain, cause you discomfort. Ang hirap talaga.
Yeah.
Ang hirap talaga. So if you want to lessen the pain, if you want to lessen the hurt ka, then definitely you have to follow God's standard, God's path when it comes to relationship.
I think, sorry, dagdag lang ako. But I think, as I, gusto ko yung term na you can lessen the unnecessary hurt. Minsan kasi parang we enter a relationship na alam nating mali. So, if you pursue that wrong relationship, then it's unnecessary hurt already kasi pwede mo siya ma-avoid. So, I think knowing what is the purpose talaga of relationships, of romantic relationships. Once you know that, you are able to, pag alam mo, oops, parang mali to pwede mo na siyang i-avoid. Diba? Kasi unnecessary hurt na yun. So, minsan kasalanan talaga natin na alam na nating mali, pero we pursue it.
Yeah. May kilala nga ako. Ang name niya, hindi, joke lang. Go na next question.
Uy, pero wait lang. Sobrang totoo yun, no, ate? Yung talagang, like, and Kuya Marty, and I mean, yung mga na-share nyo rin kanina. Now nga, parang dapat talaga gets mo na, of course, wag ka talaga yung hindi sa process ni God, hindi sa way ni God. Kasi yung way ni God, perfect talaga eh. And minsan, ito lang gusto ko lang idagdag, Kuya and Ira and si Atid. Gusto ko lang idagdag yung parang sinasabi ng mga kabataan natin when it comes to sinning in a relationship, di ba? Na parang yung usual excuse kasi nila, nobody gets hurt. Life namin to, wala kami tinatapakan. Yung mga ganong excuse, hindi lang naman dun sa sexual immorality, even yung mga iba pang na tinatry nilang gawin na like against the design of the Lord sa kanila. Pero naalala ko lang din, parang dati may narinig ako na parang noble nga, it sounds noble to say na nobody gets hurt when they decide to do this, pero we don't know naman talaga who gets hurt. Parang in the future na makikita natin. Yung family pala natin, affected, siblings, and all.
Correct.
Pero yun, dahil na-mention na rin ni Ate Atid na huwag kang pumasok sa relationship na hindi tama. Huwag kang pumasok sa ganto-ganyan and so on and so forth. Yung unlabeled relationship ba ay nagpo-fall under dun sa ay hindi yan tama. Hindi ba yun nag-work? Hindi ba yun okay? Would you recommend that? Yan. Kailangan ba ng label? Is it necessary?
Yes, Jessa?
Siguro
Ay,
po,
kami pala sasagot. Host pala
si
si
Ira.
Jessa. Sorry.
Labo. Kuya, diba? Ira, nakabalik ka na. Ikaw, necessary ba yan?
Yeah. So, yeah, I believe like label is needed for a relationship. And specifically like what kind of label there is, because the label is what sort of gives the both of you and the people around you the understanding of what you are. It also gives you like what exactly it is that you guys do. And like for example, like are you just uh in courtship, are you boyfriend, girlfriend, are you married? So there's like lines in between those things that okay, for married people, this is what they can do. For boyfriend, girlfriend, what this is what we can do. And then yeah, for like people who are just in the courtship process, things are limited for them. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
a way of setting expectations for the both of you. So ultimately, you won't get hurt also. So yeah.
Yeah. Kasi alam mo no, kung saan, ano yung boundaries nyo, direction nyo and all. Wow, ganda nun. Thanks, Ira. May gusto po kayong idagdag o kayas?
Yeah, ang ganda ng sagot ni Ira Bells. Thank you, Ira Bells, for that answer. Now, my wife
Yes.
will answer
Yan.
first.
Definitely, I'm one for labels because,
Ah.
well, syempre, we have a lot of labels like courtship, dating. Minsan, we really have to redefine what those labels mean. But these labels are important because it gives us a clear purpose and clear direction sa relationship. Pag malabo, talagang one of you will get hurt because of the unmet expectation. Right? Parang I remember this story in the US, di ba? A woman sued McDonald's kasi hindi nasulat yung caution hot sa coffee. Remember that? Years, di ba? Dahil walang label. So dahil malabo, natapunan siya. Kahit obvious na coffee yung in-order niya, di ba? Pero nanalo siya. Tama ba? Nanalo, di ba? Nanalo siya dun sa case niya. So,
kasi walang clarity.
may masasaktan talaga if there's no label. So, a clear, setting clear expectations, clear purpose, clear direction is, para malaman din ng both parties if we really the one for each other, should we go forward or should we stop it?
O nga, may kilala nga ako dati. No, joke lang. Add ko lang. Lagi may kilala. No, just want to add to what Atid is saying. Explain lang namin yung importance ng label. It protects you from... yun nga, I just want to repeat yung sinabi na it gives you direction. Yun yung pinaka-purpose nun. It gives you direction and it reminds you to commit. You have to understand that relationship is a commitment. Romantic relationship is a commitment. So it means na kaya ka nagbibigay ng label is because I'm ready to commit. So be careful. Some of you who are listening right now, you are in a no-label relationship. Walang commitment nun. The fact na ayaw niya magbigay ng label means na he's not ready or she's not ready to commit to you.
I can give an example.
Yes.
Kunwari,
Pangalanan mo na.
ito medyo pet peeve ko to sa mga kina-counsel ko. No? Pag yung lalaki, nagsasabi dun sa girl, hey, I'm praying for you.
Yeah.
Guys, ang labong label mo.
Kilala ko to si... Go.
Kasi malabong label na siya. Because, yung girl,
Ganda
so
nun,
okay, so what am I gonna do? Am I gonna wait? Or what?
Oo nga.
Ganon. So,
Sinabi mo
malabo
hindi ka
siyang
pa
label.
mag-pursue.
Oh,
Labo.
correct. I'm
Pray
praying
ka
for
ng
you.
pray?
So, ibig sabihin, anong sasabi ng guy? Should you wait? Or, so, medyo malabo.
Hindi, ang dapat sagot mo dun, girls, pag sinabi sa'yo, I'm praying for you, what are you praying for? Yan.
Yan.
Are you praying for
Hindi,
my
pero
school?
tama naman. Kasi baka naman ina-assume naman ni girl.
Yan.
Kasi nga walang
Galing talaga
clarity,
ni
tama
Jessa.
din naman. Pero tama rin yun Ate Atid, no? Yung mga ganun na parang blurred lines. Ano ba? Hindi namin naiintindihan. Walang direksyon. Tama si Kuya Marty yan. Mga sabi nga rin nila. Ira. Yan. Tapos parang na-mention nyo kanina na, yun nga, yung label kasi gives direction and reminds you to commit. Ano bang level ng commitment, basically? It's parang direction, in a sense, na you would know if this person is the one. Basically. So, na-mention nyo din yun. So, maybe we can proceed to the next question. So, there is really such a thing ba na the one na talagang eto, meron talaga na yan yung ipapursue mo. Basically, parang ganun. May the one ba? Sigrid, can
The
you
two.
share?
Kasi tama, I feel na ito yung isa sa mga parang mga romantic movies na mindset natin na inflict sa atin, 'di ba, na merong isang tao lang para siya sa mundo na to. But I think that kind of thinking makes us fall into the trap of of being scared or fearful. Ultimately, I think the one talaga is si Lord. Parang personally, kasi kung kilala mo si Lord, siya yung magdadirect sa'yo eh. Dun sa person. Parang I remember yung mga sinasabi ni Pastor Marty and other pastors that we have, di ba, mga kuyas we have, master, mission, and mate. So, focus ka muna sa the one, which is the Lord.
The one.
Kasi God will give you this picture of, yes, how He will, parang ano ba talaga yung love? Siya yun eh. And once you know what love is, you will know what you deserve. Shout out to the women. Malalaman mo yung deserve mo. And the same thing with men. You will know what kind of partner, diba, will you best glorify God with. So I think yun yung how I see this when it comes to this question.
Grabe yun. Ganda nun. Baka may dagdag ang mga Ocayas. Nag-unmute na eh.
So I think Sigrid found the one already.
Grabe naman yan.
Now, Jessa, ikaw naman.
Agree.
So,
Sure.
to answer the question,
Naglalag si Kuya Marty. Naglalag siya.
Talaga ba?
medyo
Kunyari.
Kaya may dagdag ba kayo?
Anyway, sige.
Siguro
answer ko yung the one. When talking about the one, maganda yung sabi ni Sigrid about, focusing on God and God will direct you to, there are two what do you call a school of thoughts when it comes to the one and in the Bible is silent with that. For first school of thought is yes, there is someone that God has prepared for you. There's someone that God has prepared for you. Na talagang this is who God wants you to marry. And it's acceptable. I mean, yes, God is sovereign, He's in control, and He can do that. The other school of thought is God has given principles in the scripture, who you are to marry, what qualities, how you need to prepare yourself. And then it's an open door, meaning to say you have the freedom. I mean, if you marry this, as long as pasok na sa qualities, it's the one pa rin when it comes to God's standard. So, ano yung tama dun sa dalawa? The Bible is silent. It's there. I mean, we respect that God is sovereign. We respect that God has given qualifications. So, focusing on who the one is not the primary goal of our relationship. It's really tama si Sigrid. Focusing on God, you grow in the Lord, and then you will see how God is leading you, and then you will notice where God is, yung feelings na nade-develop mo to a certain person. Normal yon na magkakagusto ka. Basta yung dalawang school of thought na yon, put that in your heart. Meaning to say, tama na may mga guidelines na binigay si Lord. So make sure if you're gonna choose the one, pasok dun sa guidelines. Kasi pwede mo sabihin na this is the one pero hindi pasok sa guidelines. Hindi the one yun in God's standard, di ba? Hindi mo pwedeng pilitin na ito yung the one, hindi naman siya pasok sa standards ni God. So make sure na pasok siya dun sa qualifications that God has given through His Word.
Okay. Beautiful, Kuya Marty. Ganda. Astrid.
Beautiful.
Kaya mo Sigrid.
Astrid.
Okay.
Astrid Kasapo.
Ganda nun.
Hi, Astrid Kasapo.
Lagi ko kasing napapalit talagang Astrid, Sigrid. Nagsama pa sila ngayon si Atid. Anyway, so napakaganda po ng mga na-share niyo both. And I think yun nga yung reason kung bakit nga tayo na-hurt eh. Kasi lumalabas tayo sa guidelines na God. And nagkakaroon ng mga impurities. So I think we can transition to the next question. So how can you say, para mag-guide tayo na hindi tayo masaktan or less yung hurt, how can you say that someone has pure intentions and truly loves you? Kasi courtship stage pa lang sila. So gusto ko maiwasan po yun. Gusto ko malesen yung unnecessary hurt. So how can you say that yung someone na yan has pure intentions and truly loves you? So I think, Ira, maybe you can share?
Yeah, I guess like before we talk about like knowing someone else's pure intentions, it's understanding and setting your own like convictions, knowing who you are, and then in that, like when you're dealing with other people, knowing if someone has pure intentions and if they truly love you is if they respect your convictions and they humble themselves to work around who you are. So yeah, for example, like you're not yet in a relationship and your conviction is that you don't want to get into a relationship until you finish med school. So yeah, that person would have a pure intention in waiting. Or like if the person you truly love is someone who loves to hear about like who loves to use words as their love language, and then you yourself, you're not someone who uses words at all, you would
Yeah.
work around that. You would make an effort
Mm-mm.
to humble yourselves and
Mm-mm.
uh
Yeah.
yeah, to work around
Mm-mm.
to bless the other person. So yeah.
Wow. Ganda nun, Ira. Actually, listening sa'yo, parang may naisip lang ako, like, follow-up question lang sa point of view lang ni Sigrid. Kasi, ikaw yung nag-pursue kay Sigrid eh. So, I wanna know
Yun.
lang from the point of view of
Hindi,
my little sis.
baliktad.
Hindi, I mean, how did you know? Or how did you say na ay, si Ira has pure intentions? Can you give maybe top 3 lang? Like, alam mo yun? Na
Nako.
pure yung intentions niya nung nag-lay down siya ng intentions.
Top 3? Siguro, I'll try pero I think there's really like one big thing that made me see that Ira had pure intentions. It was him being brave enough to, yung sinabi ni Pastor Martz kanina na he didn't show me any signs at all that he actually, walang pa-cute, walang anything. We were just really serving the Lord in ministry, and
Walang testing the
parang it really guarded
waters,
my heart.
parang ganun.
Yes. And I think it also plays parang yung perspective natin eh, may part din yan eh. Parang ako, parang for me, na-realize ko from mistakes upon mistakes na huwag ka mag-assume until otherwise stated. So ako, wala talaga. But I think that's really one big thing that caught my attention na sabi ko, whoa. He really prayed about it first. He sought the Lord about it. And he didn't make a big deal out of it. Parang it was really between him and God. And then when the time came, yun na. Parang yun actually yun yung prayer ko talaga na sana Lord, if you give me someone who will not tell me that he likes me until he's already sure and he can already lay down. So, yeah.
Yeah. Praise God na ganun yung leading sa'yo, Ira. Kahit di kita kilala personally before, I mean, I'm so happy lang na ganun yung nangyari. Nag-trust ka talaga kay God. Kasi parang it takes so much trust kasi kay God na, sige Lord, hindi ko babakuran tong babaeng to kahit sobrang exposed na sa ministry. Kasi until I hear it from you, na go. Saka lang. Ganda. I love that. Pure na
Hindi niya
pure
mabakuran
intention.
kasi
God,
nasa US siya eh.
Actually,
Hindi niya mabakuran.
hindi wala pa siya sa US yata noon.
Wala pa siya. Bago siya
bago.
umalis.
Alam pa yan,
2 weeks bago siya umalis.
On the dot. Kuya Martz at Atid, baka may gusto rin kayong idagdag. Paano nga ba makikitang pure?
Ako, sige. Sagutin ko yung
Sige,
kaparehong
ate. Ayan,
kay
tama.
Sigrid.
Ayan,
Paano ko
exciting.
nakita that he had pure
Siyempre pure ako.
Ako talaga, I saw that he respected me by making his intentions clear at the beginning pa lang.
Wow.
And then, when I told him na, okay, medyo matanda na kami ng mga 25, 26, parang gano'n. So, when I told him, I have to talk to my parents first. So, that's the second thing. He agreed right away. So, he respected the rules in our home. He respected my authorities. So, minsan, like my dad had parang mga out of this world boundaries. Like, for example, you can't be in the same car alone. You can't even eat out alone. Kailangan, it's always with a group, gano'n. Yon. So, anyway, parang minsan, I was tempted to say, Dad, you're so old-fashioned. Iba na ngayon, gano'n. But, parang Marty, I saw Marty's determination to follow the rules of my parents, gano'n. And yun, he really respected the boundaries. Na ako yung mga personal convictions ko in a relationship, he respected it. So, if you see that the guy lays down his intentions clear and he follows through it, Yun. So nakita ko kay Marty
Oh,
yun na he followed through it. Kaya ko nakita na,
yeah.
okay, he's committed. Parang I can see that he really wants to commit. Yan.
Yeah.
May may dagdag pala ako kasi may nag-chat sa
Sige,
akin
kuya.
na answer. So, hindi ko na sabihin kung sino to, pero sabi lang niya,
Okay po.
time will also show. Yan. So, sabi niya, time will show, time will also show through
Agree.
time. Yan. Through time, malalaman if that person has pure intentions. Kasi, agree naman ako sa person na yun. No? Basically, yung person na to, malupit talaga tong person na to.
Yeah.
Malupit to. So anyway, so hi na lang sa person na to, malamang nakikinig siya ngayon. So basically,
Kasi nagsabi siya eh.
kasi it's easy to say na it's easy to say na I'm committed to you, I'm gonna do this. Pero and I'm praying for you, all of those things. But if through time makikita mo na he's not committed, he's not willing to make sacrifices, or that girl is not committed, not willing to make sacrifices. And ito pa para talking about romantic relationship if the person is not doing anything that will lead the relationship to marriage, I don't think that person has pure intentions. If the person is not doing anything, not preparing for both of you to eventually get married, pare, sis, mag-isip-isip ka na. I don't know if that's a pure intention. Kasi nga, romantic relationship is all about marriage. Guys, listen to me. Romantic relationship is all about marriage. Yun ang romantic relationship in God's eyes. Girlfriend, boyfriend, nung mga 1900s lang nagsimula yan. Okay? There's no such thing as girlfriend, boyfriend. It's you are engaged and then you get married. But of course, you can like each other, normal yon, but romantic relationship is all about marriage. So if walang ginagawa, even the girl, if the girl is not interested to get married or the guy is not interested, that's not a pure intention.
Yung ganda. Yeah. Kuya, gusto ko yung na-mention mo. Naalala ko yung one of your preachings din, na-mention mo na yung commitment sa Bible, isa lang eh. Yung marriage talaga. Pag sinabing commitment. Kaya di ba parang iba na nami-misquote nila yon. Na committed ako dito kahit nasasaktan na ako, toxic na, stay ako dito, na-change na kami ng relationship status eh. So syempre hindi naman lahat ng, sabi nga nila, di ba? Hindi lahat ng sugatan tama ang pinaglaban. Hindi lahat ng nasaktan, di ba?
Ang ganda na na.
Okay. So I think we're down to our final question. And kanina, medyo na-touch na ni Sigrid and Ate Atid, pero pwedeng may ma-add pa kayo. Pero for all of you, how did you know, for Kuya Marty and Ate Atid, how did you know this was the person to marry? For Sigrid and Ira, how did you know this was the person to enter courtship with? So gusto nyo ba Sigrid and Ira kayo muna?
Sigrid, sila muna.
Ayan, sila muna.
Actually, wedding na nila to eh. So, we're all gathered here. Ay, sorry. Nagulat ka. Sig, sorry lang.
Sabi nga ni Kuya Marty, it's about marriage, di ba?
Okay.
Nagulat. Joke lang.
Yeah, I guess like for Sigrid, we've been in ministry for like a really long time. Like if anyone knows BAPS, that was the very first time we've served together. So yeah, from like early high school days and up until the late college days, like I knew her and I knew how we served together, like even in leadership in the music ministry. And from the very start, like we were never like a good fit in terms of leadership. Like there were things that were always clashing in how we deal with the people under us and how we seek excellence in the ministry. But yeah, as we both grew and matured in our personal walk with God and getting to know each other, like we realized and we found that towards the end, like in both of our separate roles in leadership, we were able to like not set aside but put together our differences and find out what's the best way, what's the most efficient way of like dealing with our strengths in ministry. And like the foundation of all of that was we were doing that in pursuit of glorifying God. So yeah, with that, like the baseline of us glorifying God in our ministry and realizing that any differences that we have had in the past, we were able to put it aside and we were able to mold it into something that would bring people to know the Lord, that we would be able to show other people. Ayun, that's when I realized that, pwede to in long-term relationship, pwede to for marriage, in building up a life together. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay, thank you, Ira. How about you, Sigrid?
Actually, I agree with that. Parang anong una talaga, parang ang naalala ko lang, nagka-clash talaga kami in ministry. Pero when I laid down his intentions, he told me na, yes, you were clashing, but you saw how it brought about. O, parang hindi naman nag-divide yung ministry. At parang that year, ang galing lang kasi parang nag-double yung we used to be volunteers in college sa Elevate Staff. Shout out kung may mga nanonood sa inyo dyan. Me sa worship leading ng mga worship leaders and then siya sa band. So, ang amazing lang. Parang for me, seeing that nga na, it's really not about parang thinking na ito yung ideal guy or something like that. But it's really more of, I saw, number one, how Ira really sought the Lord about it and how his personal life reflected it as well. There were things that God had to address sa life ni Ira and even for me. And dahil nga friends kami, nakita ko yun lahat, yung mga pinagdaanan niya sa past and everything. And so did he see my past as well. And I saw how he rose up, he chose to obey God. And dun pa lang parang nakuha na yung attention ko, number one. And he worked on his family and continually, and how he guarded my heart even before peace from authorities, and ultimately how I saw that nung friends nga kami, parang God already by his grace used us parang to advance his kingdom. So I'm excited kahit long distance actually. And parang honestly, ang daming uncertainties pa din, 'di ba? Lalo na with COVID coming. But what made me say na nga no Lord, this is someone I can enter courtship with is I'm excited how God will continue to use us and lead us our partnership for his glory. So, yeah.
Ganda. I think kasi yung foundation
Ngiting tagumpay
ng
si Ira, ngiting tagumpay.
Oo nga. Ganda rin kasi ng foundation ng relationship nyo, friendship. Kaya walang best foot forward. Authentic. I mean, genuine. From the beginning. And pure yung thoughts yun. Ay, nakikita nyo isa't isa as brother, as sister. Then eventually, the Lord just led you both into courtship. And Kuya Marty and Atid. Grabe.
Ako,
Excited ako marinig kahit ilang beses na.
Dahil pogi siya. That's it. Joke lang.
Honest lang.
Siguro ako kasi honest lang, guys. So, ako, I think growing up as a young Christian, parang meron ako mga certain standards na gusto ko ganito when I get married, ganyan. Tapos parang as I grew up, parang I learned na first, for example, nung high school ako, basta gwapo, okay na yan. And na-learn ko, hindi niya love si Lord. So, sinaktan niya ako. The next day, may ibang girlfriend. So, sabi ko, hindi mag-work. Sige, second, kailangan Christian. Ganon, Christian tsaka gwapo. So, pagdating ng college, nakahanap ako ng ganon. Pero sinaktan pa rin ako. Sabi ko, hindi pala enough na Christian lang na nag-Bible study. Kasi marami naman dyan professing Christians, di ba? Pero may mga hindi committed kay Lord, sadly. Yun. So parang growing up, nadadagdagan siya na, okay, I realize this is important. So finally, medyo 25 na ako, wala pa rin. So that's when I started praying na sige Lord, I've gone through parang mga failed relationships in the past. I really want to make it right this time. So parang one time, nung nainis na ako na sabi ko, wala namang naliligaw sa akin. Sabi ko, Lord, sige, these are the things na I'm really serious about looking for a husband. So yun na yung mindset ko. If I enter into a relationship, it's really for marriage na talaga. And he should be someone, yung mga non-negotiable ko, I came up with it. Non-negotiables ko is, he should be, number one, he really loves the Lord. Yun. He really has to have a relationship with the Lord. Second, he has, I should see him serving in the church and ministry where God has planted him. And third, I need to see that he loves his family. Yun, na parang when I observe him in his own family, if he serves his mom, his sister, his dad, I know when he becomes my husband and he becomes a father, most probably that is how he will be, when he gets married with me. So yun yung mga ino-observe ko kay Marty noon, how he respects my own family, ano yung how is he with my family, okay ba siya, does my do my parents accept him, ganon. So yung mga ganon, yung parang these are the things that really are really important to me. Yun yung hinanap ko. And when I finally met him, 2018, we met actually in a leadership retreat in J-Zone. J-Zone pa, hindi pa siya elevate.
2018?
No? So I saw him.
2018?
Oo, 18 na. No?
2008.
2008.
Oo, 3 years pa lang. Pero like 4 kids na kami.
Alam ko, kinasal kayo 2011 ba? Joke.
So, courtship pa lang kami 2008.
Oops, 2008. Sorry, guys.
Okay. Buti ba
Feels
na-clarify
like
ko? Kala ko,
yesterday kasi.
natawid.
Natawid. Okay. 2008 kami nag-meet. I saw him really serving the Lord. So, doon ako agad na-attract because that was the kind of person I was looking for in a husband. So but I didn't give in right away kasi sabi ko, hindi pwedeng, I need to see if he really loves his family, etc. Yeah. So, kailangan girls, give it time. Huwag sasagutin agad. Kasi yun nga, as our anonymous sharer said, time will tell.
Caller number
so, you really
one.
have to observe him. How is he at home, at work, with his friends, ganon. Saka mo sagutin if you really see that he loves the Lord in all aspects. Yun.
Yun, okay na yun.
Love that, Ate.
Praise God.
Kuya, ikaw, with Ate
And then for me, sa akin naman, ganun din eh, mako-connect siya dun sa, yes, no 2018. Then mako-connect mo siya talaga dun sa qualities that God has placed in your heart that you're looking for. But again, the qualities are not the final standards. They're not the final standards. Of course, God can change that. And for some of you guys, kasi some girls that I know, grabe yung qualifications sila. So, make sure naman na, wag naman unreasonable. Make sure na you really open your heart to the Lord and you surrender it to the Lord. Basically, here are the qualifications. You give it to the Lord and then God will direct your love life. And eventually, you will be sure that person, when I say sure, you are willing to commit. I'm willing to commit to this person. So, yun din. And siguro, one of the things na, since it's the last question already, one of the things I want to share to everyone who's listening is, especially for those who are graduate na kayo ng college or nag-work na kayo, or even for the high school students who are listening, be ready to commit. If you're still studying, of course, not yet to commit in a relationship. Pero please, be ready to commit. That's the biggest problem now of a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's why relationships are not working. Romantic relationships, there are a lot of romantic relationships not working because they're not willing to commit. They're willing to just, play around the relationship. Kasalanan din natin, we love to play around with the relationship. We love the feeling of nakikinikilig ka. We love the feeling na ganito. And once na wala na yung kilig, na wala na excitement, wala na. Diba? You're gonna look for another one who will give you excitement. It doesn't work. That's not commitment. So ngayon pa lang, make sure guys, you train your heart that commitment is the key. So it's very important. If you want to know that person is the one, ikaw mismo maging ready ka to commit. Kasi it's never gonna happen that person is the one if you're not ready to commit.
Grabe yun. Solid yun, guys. Kuya Marty natin, Atid, ganda nun. And Sigrid and Ira, it's true willingness to commit at the end of the day. Kasi kaya nga may mga ghosting eh. Ay, shucks, hindi ko pala kaya magstay. Ghost ko na lang to. So, kaya nasasaktan. Kasi, yun nga, commitment is the key. Indeed. Thank you so much, Sigrid, Ira, and the Ocayas. Sobrang ganda and very
Thank you.
insightful ng sharing. And yon, that's all for our Feb Talks for this evening. We just have some few announcements. So first, if you want someone to talk to or pray for you, or if you have any questions, guys, pwede nyo kaming i-chat at any time, any day of the week sa Elevate mains page. And there will be Atis and Kuyas who would love to talk to you and pray for you. And next is, we invite you to our online True Life Conference, GGWP. Yan. So, mangyayari yan on April 13 to 14, 2022. So, mag-register na kayo sa link na naka-flash on screen. And we also invite you to join us this Saturday in our special online youth service at 3 p.m. here in our Elevate main page as well for the last installment of our series in every season, Feb series, yan. And ang launch then of Elevate Exalts EP will be happening there. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in with us. I'm Jess Ariala, one of the campus missionaries here, and I'm with the others, Sigrid, Ira, Kuya Marty, and Atid. And yeah, good evening, everyone.
Bye!
Bye. Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
Thanks. So, Jessa,
Habol pa.
Ayun.